my wallet's full. This data's flowing and breaking through. Warming up while climbing to the top, man. Read the room, the way it's climbing on my watch. I clock these numbers like they stock. I'm taking left right after loss, or why they nap. I'm chopping blockchains in half. Thank God we back to back. Doubled up, I tripled up. Clips got me tenfold in my bag. Backs come through directly. Move this chest piece. Couple with me, careful. Will be click. I took that shot. Don't shoot no brick. The market spook. The numbers jump done got me loot. I buy that dip. Who knows? All by tomorrow. We might all be rich. Who knows? I die tomorrow. We can all be rich. We can all be rich. Who knows? By tomorrow, we might all be rich. All be rich. We can all be rich. We all be rich.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Crypto Plebs channel. It's your boy Jumpman Crypto. I thought I'd hop on here and check out everybody, make sure everybody's doing okay. Guys, if you can, please smash the likes. Make sure you're subbed. You should already be subbed. But guys, make sure you guys are tapped in to your boy. I try to do this every Sunday. I come live, come talk to the family, make sure everybody's okay. Guys, I know it's been really tough, man. I understand. I've seen the markets. I've seen the discords and telegrams. Everything is just, man, it's not good. But look, man, I made a video yesterday, and I kind of went over, a few things with you guys about, last time we hit the all-time lows on the fear and greed index, we didn't get an immediate bounce, but we found a bottom. And look, I think last time I checked, we were at 9. The lowest we've ever been that I remember was at 7 back in 2021. So right now, man, we are really at some pretty crazy low levels. But, look, I understand people are tapping out, and I understand that, people are giving up. But at the end of the day, guys, look, man, we have to understand that this market is not for the faint. If you guys are, really weak in the knees and you guys are quick to hit that panic sell button, this market may not be for you. But if you guys are tuning in, 33 people watching, I'm pretty confident that all you guys know what's up. You guys are, crazy like me, and we believe in this cycle. So look, at the end of the day, we have two options. We can either roll up the sleeves and, get to work, or we can check it out. But like I said, for the most part, I've seen a lot of straight up G's in here, and everybody is not selling, and I'm not selling. I'm definitely not getting rid of at these levels, man. So, I wanted to come on here, tap in with you guys. We can look at some coins. We can chop it up a little bit, do a little bit of a wellness check. Like I said, man, the discords have been super shallow. It's like crickets, man. But, we just wanted to do a wellness check on the family. Make sure everybody's doing okay. Let's go and hit the chat real quick. Make sure everybody's doing okay. Let me hit this chat real quick. Wait up real quick, guys. All right, let's see. Let's get rid of this thing real quick. Close poll. All right, so we have Junior. What's up? Patriot. Jose. Steven Ortiz, my dog. Pete, what's poppin'? DMTZ. Ryan, what's up, Ryan? What's up, Iggy? I know who you are, brother. Taquan Ellison, what's poppin', my brother? C-Dub, what's up, my G? Frankie White says, what's up? What's up, my bro? Peter, what's up, Peter? How you doing, brother? So yeah, man, I wanted to come on here. We got to talk. Look, there's just too many good deals out here in this market, you know, and, you know, we have Solana at, what, 35 bucks? You know, that this is like Black Friday shopping, man. So I know, you know, look, at the end of the day, you know, people are pissed off and they're mad, but look, you know, we have an opportunity to get crypto on a discount. So Black Friday came early. We got some doorbusters in here, so definitely, you know, definitely we're gonna take advantage of that. So, you know, we're gonna check out some coins. KGU in the building. What's up, my dude? All right, let's get to work real quick. Enough of the formalities. Let's see what we got here. All right, so we got a picture of the Discord. I don't think you guys want to see that, right? Or maybe you do. All right, so let's see. All right, so we had a death cross that has already happened. So the death cross touched down yesterday. And, you know, we've already experienced this. And we've had quite a few. We had one back here in this year, which marked our low. We went down to 74,000. This was post-liberation. Our boy Trump, you know, orchestrated that pretty big, nasty sell-off. And from there to where we are right here, we've been pretty much in a range. So a death cross is when you got the, you know, the two EMAs that cross paths. You know, and this is basically what happens. So you have what is called a death cross and a bullish cross or golden cross. And, you know, right now, as you can see, both of these EMAs are far away from one another. So what will happen is that when we start to break to be bullish again, we'll have, you know, this red start to curl back up and the green will start pointing down. And once those two intersect with each other, that hopefully will signal the next breakout. So, you know, right now we're sitting at 95.1. We did close below, you know, the EMA ribbon band that we've talked about. Remember, again, I don't like to beat a dead horse, guys, but we've talked about this, and let's go back real quick to kind of rehash. We did get a full close below this red line, unfortunately, so this would also confirm that, you know, we are potentially more likely in a bear market. And, you know, we can go back through, you know, through previous, you know, cycles. Every time you see that we've had these closes below, pretty much that kind of signifies that there's been, you know, a retest. But right here back in 2022, we went back up and we eventually came back down and started our bear market. So, you know, very unfortunate. You know, a lot of this stuff has been, you know, just a lot of manipulation. You know, I know a lot of people don't like talking politics, and I don't either. You know, but unfortunately, man, look, I think a lot of people were really bullish on Trump. You know, I was as well. But there's been a lot of things that we just didn't really factor in. And, you know, look, at the end of the day, we can sit here and we can pout and we can get upset and we can whine, or we can just basically set ourselves up for the next cycle or, you know, the next leg up and get ready for, you know, round two. And that's what I choose to do. At the end of the day, guys, look, you know, I can tell you that I was talking to my group today, and some things that we talked about today was, you know, I've been in crypto for a while, and I never was, you know, a money supply kind of guy. I never knew, you know, about the M2 money supply. I didn't know a lot of this stuff that, you know, most technical traders talk about on their YouTube videos. You know, there's been a few people like, you know, what's his name? Jesse AI and a few other people. And, you know, very more technical, in-depth YouTube content creators. And this has basically forced a lot of people that don't know about macro to either learn or hang up the boots making content. And me, since I'm a newer channel, I wanted to take this, step to try to learn, macroeconomics. And I'm not here saying that I'm a professional or anything like that, but I did learn a lot of things. And, I've been able to add this to my arsenal. And I feel like, this cycle has taught me a lot more. I've been a little bit less relying on TA, and I've been more just kind of understanding, the M2 money supply and using this opportunity to strengthen myself. So, I'd like to say that, for a lot of people that I've encountered with you guys through KGU and even my own personal group, I've heard a lot of people say that, they're long-term this coin, long-term that coin. I'm going to hold this coin for 10 years. And I think that we've all kind of learned a really big lesson here that, there's nothing long-term in this space. There's cycles and they must be respected. I think a lot of people are drinking the XRP Kool-Aid. And I think a lot of people are drinking the Ethereum Kool-Aid. I think a lot of people are drinking a whole different kinds of Kool-Aid. And at the end of the day, there's a lot of people, unfortunately, holding bags. And it happens every cycle. It happens to the best of us. I'm not going to sit here and say that, hey, I had a perfect streak, of calls, but we did make a lot of money. We did really well during April, and we did really great. And I plan on doing it again. And I hope that we can continue to work together as family, and I hope that we can continue to learn together and navigate through these crypto streets. And like I said, at the end of the day, look, we have two choices. We can either learn and earn, or we can whine and cry, and I can tell you, look, if you're crying, I'm buying, and look, that's just the way it is. So, all right, so we got this close. What's next? So the next thing is that we got to kind of go back and we need to find out where our next lines of support are. So look, right now, from what I'm seeing, is we have some support down here at the previous all-time high from last year, which is 74K, okay? And right now, let me get rid of some of these bands because it's no sense of even looking at this anymore. The move has already happened. So we have some support down here. It's kind of really hard to see because of, I'm looking on the 12-hour. But we do have this long wick right here at 88K. Now, I'm convinced that, in my mind, I want to be optimistic and hopeful that I want to say 88K can hopefully hold our ground there. If not, if we do break below there, then yes, I'd be looking for anywhere between, 76, 74,000. Now, look, I'm telling you straight up, I'm calling the bottom at 74K. I don't give a damn what anybody else says. That's it, okay? And it's a joke, by the way. But I'm really hoping, the guys, that we don't really start hitting back here into these, 48,000. And this was our last really big drop down here. I don't know if you guys remember, but I remember. This was back in the beginning of August. This was a Japanese carry trade, and I was literally checking out at my local HEB buying groceries, and the next thing you know, I think we were sitting at around 68K, and the next thing you know, we're going all the way down to 48, 49K, and I was like, oh my God, what the hell is going on? So yeah, I remember that all too well. So look, I think that this would be, if we do want to call this super bear market or whatever, I think that we go down to 48, 50K. That's it. Okay, we did talk about on CoinGlass, and we'll pull that chart again if you guys didn't see my last video, about the prior Bitcoin ROIs. There was back in 2018 where we had a similar situation where we were red in October, November, December, and even January. So we had 4 straight months of red, which was really crazy. But towards the end of January, towards I think maybe April, May, we had 4 straight months of green. Look, is it possible that we can have red all the way through? Yes, but even through bear markets, you're going to have relief rallies. You're going to have coins, like I said again, that are going to make their pushes through the bear market. Like look at Zcash. Last time it was Caspa. So there will be winners, and that's why I encourage people not to just tuck their tail in and cancel memberships and run off into the sunset with empty bags. Look, I can tell you guys, I know a lot of people still don't know me, but look, I bought Caspa well below 1 cent, And for some people that know me and have been with me through my journey, I made almost 25x off that coin. I've done really well. I've made almost a 10x on HBAR, 6x, 7x on XRP. I've done a 5x on Bitcoin. I've done really well this cycle. So look, I'm confident that we'll be able to do this again. I don't think that this is going to be a prolonged bear market. I think this is almost the same replication of 2018. We're going to have a semi-bear market. There's been just too many things that didn't work out in our favor. I'm still going to play the trump card that these guys are going to try to do something sometime in 2026 to turn the tides around and get this stuff going. Because look, let's just be real. If we go into this in midterms with this type of bearish sentiment, yeah, the Republicans are cooked. They may already be cooked already. But, you know, what does politics have to do with crypto? It has a lot to do with crypto. Because look, guys, at the end of the day, I mean, our president is saying that we're going to be the pro-crypto capital of the world. So, I mean, let's be real. This guy has made some big statements saying that we're going to be the biggest crypto nation of the world. Now, look, I get it. Some people may not be fond of the guy. And I understand that. You know, I'm not going to be, you know, pulling any punches here, guys. But look, at the end of the day, you're invested in crypto. We need this guy, what he said, to hold some merit to it. Look, at the end of the day, you know, am I going to be asking Trump for marital advice? Absolutely not. But I do hope that he does well, because wishing bad on him and wishing bad on our country is not going to help us. So we should probably just really, if you're spiritual, or if you even think that, you know, hey, there could be a chance that we could have some type of divine intervention, I'd be really praying for, you know, this economy. I'd be praying for peace. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on with this whole Epstein stuff. You know, they're trying to tie crypto into it. I don't know if this is FUD, but, you know, I've heard so much stuff over the weekend, guys. I mean, I've heard Michael Saylor selling. Somebody posted that Eric Trump was selling. That has all been debunked, guys. It's not true. But, you know, it's crazy. You know, right now, misery loves pain. And a lot of people are going to be coming out here saying some crazy stuff. People are going to be pulling on their bear helmets and you know, this exchange is going insolvent. Coinbase this, Coinbase that. It happens every cycle. So it's going to be hard to like really, it's going to be really hard for certain people to just keep their head straight. And for somebody that's been through multiple bear markets, guys, I can tell you that, you know, if you're not in the right groups, God bless you, because it's going to be very hard to really find out who is what out here. You know, I don't want to be, you know, influencer shaming out here, but they're either too damn bullish or they're just scum. And I'm gonna tell you right now, you know, there's a lot. You don't need my help finding that. So, you know, I mean, you just type in crypto and you'll find out every, you know, content creator, you know, was saying that we're, you know, doing this, and then 2 days later their thumbnails completely changed. So, you know, we can do battle our own, I guess, right? So, all right, we're at 95K right now. You know, look, I think that this, you know, 92.7, I think that we went down to 92. Yeah. Let's see. I think some exchanges we went down to 92.7. So, you know, this low held up. We filled this CME gap. You know, but we do have even some support down here at 84K. So look, 84, 88, in my opinion, will be the low. I want to check out CoinMarketCap. Let's check out the Fear and Greed Index. We are right now at 17, so pretty damn low. March 10th, we were at 15. I don't know if this is accurate. I saw one that, you know, it was a little bit more different from here. But again, guys, you know, March the 10th, Liberation Day, around that area. 15. We're at 17. So we're there at these levels, my guys. Like, I mean, this is like all-time super fear here, man. Let's go through real quick. Yeah, I mean, we haven't been this low in freaking 2 years. So, you know, like, this is definitely, you know, some scary people out here right now. Han Solo says, just pump my bags, bruh. For real. Junior says, Trump's ego won't let him not be able to be the crypto capital of the world. Remember that. I hope so, brother. Junior says we go down to 48K. I'm working the corner. Man, that's funny. DMTZ said, "Orale, what is that fruit roll-up looking indicator with a bunch of EMAs or what?" So that's the EMA ribbon, and they'll have a parentheses and say CRIP. It's on TradingView. Peter Leonard said, "Crazy. Are we this low on the fear and index at 95K?" Yeah, that's pretty crazy, right? I mean, it's kind of hard to grasp, but yeah, we're there, my brother. And it's all really altcoins, man. I mean, to me, like Bitcoin looks, I guess, okay, you know, like it was at 126,000, it's at 96. I mean, we went down, you know, 30K. I mean, that's light work, but it's just altcoins, man. Altcoins are just really, really bad, and it's just crazy, man. But you know, it is what it is. Let's check out this. Let's check out this right here. Okay, so look, this is what we were talking about right here. So this was 2018, okay? So this is where I was saying, look, actually I was wrong. August, September, October, November, December. So this was our boy Trump all right here, man, in this area right here. So I pray to God that we don't have 5 straight months of red. I mean, we're in October, November. You know, let's pray that December is good. You know, the best trader in the world, Eric Trump, said that we should have a bullish fourth quarter. So that means that we're cooked. But, you know, I think that maybe spring, maybe January, maybe February, we'll start turning up. So that's what it looks like right now. Let's see. Let's check out some charts real quick. So you guys want some charts to be looked at? You guys are more than welcome to message me on here. We can kind of look, you know, what we're looking at. You know, I know we talked about, you know, Bitcoin right now. You know, look, if we start coming back down here to 92.5, you know, that's going to be a high risk zone. So I wouldn't be leverage trading if you guys don't know what you're doing. You know, but like I said, right now it's kind of just really watching Bitcoin right now. So let's check out Solana real quick. Solana's just been getting thrashed, man. We are in a you know, falling wedge on some bigger time frames. You know, look, I think that a good area to be scooping up at would be about 127 to 135, which we're already at 135. I think those are great zones. If we're gonna go back to our liberation zone, I think around, let's see, Liberace Day, we went down to 95 bucks. Okay, so if we go back down there to 95 bucks, you know, we peaked back up here at September around 250 bucks. You know, I think that, you know, we're already pretty much approaching this 130. So we were back there in June. So I think this is a great opportunity again to load up and to get, you know, some Solana. So keep that on your radar, guys. Solana. Let's cover Link real quick. Say Ondo. Oh yeah, you guys are trying to make me work some overtime today. Let's hit Link real quick. I actually been buying Link a lot, guys. You know, also too, remember, we got these ETFs coming out, man. So, I mean, don't get too super bearish. I mean, I get it. You know, look, we have falling wedges on a lot of altcoins right now. Double bottoms. You know, 1336 was a great zone to start scooping up. I did pick up 400 of them. We're at 14 bucks. Look, right now, I mean, you want to try to scoop back up here, you know, at that 1340. If we do break below, we got good support down here at 11 bucks. We were down there in June. I think Liberace Day, let's see, we came all the way back down here to 10 bucks. So that's another good area to accumulate right here, 10 bucks. I think that would be its low. So let's see. Give me 1 second. My freaking computer's acting dumb. Okay, so that's about, if we come back down here to July when we're about, oh, this was last year. What the hell am I doing? I'm tripping. Sorry, guys. So June, we were at 11 bucks. So that's about 18%. Right here on April, this is about 24%. So, 1 second, guys. Come on. Oh, my doggies. Okay, so April, we came down here to $10. So this is 20%. Okay, so look, at the end of the day, guys, I mean, we're sacrificing 20% to, you know, try to get back up here to, I mean, you know, you got 27 back here in December. We were back up here at $30. So not, in my opinion, the best gains, you know, for a bigger cap, you know. I mean, it's about 130%, you know. I don't know if we're gonna go that high, but you know, I would probably be looking to scoop more up, see if we can get back up to that 10. Now, if we get back to 10 bucks, you know, that's, in my opinion, a really great spot to start loading up on alts, man. I mean, dude, look, if we go down to freaking 10 bucks and we drop back down to $8, that's 20% from there. I mean, if you can't handle 20%, then you need to really stick to, you know, bonds and stuff like that, and go trade silver or some shit, because I mean, this is like, you're getting stuff at like 5 and below prices. Remember, we talked about the Burlington, Marshalls, and TJ Maxx. Well, now we've already straight up just went through all that. Now we're strictly talking like dollar store, you know, 5 and below, and now we're actually going to thrift. So, you know, we're almost at thrift store levels. So I mean, if you're not trying to scoop now, then I don't think you're even taking this serious. So let's hit Say real quick. Say is another coin that, man, I'm buying this stuff like a madman. So, you know your boy. I like to buy stuff. Another falling wedge. Well, what do you know? 15.27. We got support down here at 14.87, and then back here we had that nice wick down here in October. So we do, you know, we can come back down to 6 cents. So that would be about another 50% drop. Okay, I don't think we go down that low. I think we go back down to our Liberation Day low, which was about 13 to 12 cents. So that would be about 26% from there. That's a really good bet for me. I would set some orders up here. Start setting orders up at 14.58. Stagger them all the way down here to 10.64. So just set them all down there. You know, I would even start taking positions now. We might even get a nice little relief pump. Remember, during bear markets, we can definitely get a nice 20-30% pump easy. That would be 30%. I would take it. You know, take it, get out, you know, reassess, you know, what you're going to do. But, you know, I don't get completely out, guys. It's foolish to do that. Let's cover Avalanche. You know, Avalanche is another coin that, man, just getting beat up. Where are we at right now? 15.62. What the hell? Damn, we got a pretty nice little bounce. We're at 14.60. We're at 15.60. Another falling wedge. So we're getting some breakouts right now, guys. You know, we might be able to take this back up to 18.50. This would be a nice little, you know, almost 30% from that low. So, you know, great opportunity. But, you know, like I said, we want to play the long game here. You know, so remember where it wicks it sticks. If we go in a bear market full-fledged, $8 would probably be an area where I think it would bottom out. But I would start picking up pieces between 13, 14, 15, stagger them down. You know, I mean, look, one thing that I've always talked to you guys about is don't get too anal on, like, you know, having just a certain area of support. DCA your limit orders down, because eventually these things will snag. Don't worry about getting the perfect price. Just getting exposed at these discounts is priority number one. You know, like I said, you guys were buying AVAX down here at 20, 30, you know, I mean, Jesus Christ, we're at 15, 14. You should be getting really aroused at these prices, okay? So let's check out, let's see, Chainlink, we did Chainlink, Say, we did Say, let's cover, we got AVAX, let's hit Ondo. finance. All right, so Ondo has been just complete garbage. You know, tokenization. I don't know if people want it or not, but you know, it's still favored by BlackRock. You know, where are we at? 56 cents. You know, last time I remember we went down here on Liberace Day. We came all the way down here. This was in June. Yeah, April, we came all the way down here to, yeah, shoot, dude. June, man, we're actually lower than that. Jesus Christ, man. This is crazy, dude. 1 second. Let me get a good chart real quick. Hold up. All right, so yeah, man. I mean, shoot, we haven't been this low in Ondo since 2024. So we have some good support down here at 38 cents. So this was back here in March 2024. So we have support there at 34 cents. You know, Ondo can definitely come back down here to 25. That's where it showed some support there, but I would be looking at maybe 40 down to that 25 cents. I mean, like my boy Junior says, if you're not stacking Ondo at this price, you're smoking crack, in my opinion. You said it, not me, but yeah, I agree, man. This is definitely a steal. You know, take it back up to $1.50, nice 300% return. So, you know, I definitely think that this is a great pickup. Cardano, I mean, Cardano has been the redheaded stepchild of, the layer ones. It has a falling wedge. What do you know? I've been buying the shit out of this at 47 cents, guys. I mean, you know what? Look, if we come back down here to, 33 cents, and so be it. But, you know, look, for me, that's probably a bottom right there. This would be about 30% down. You know, it's going to suck, but I would still be buying there because I want to take it back up to 30 cents, hit it back up here to $1.30. I mean, come on, man. Come on. 300%. I'll take it. Remember, sacrificing 30% to make 300%, it's going to come back. You know, these coins will come back. I mean, we got the Clarity Bill. We have, all this stuff that's in the future, guys. So I just don't understand, how people are just, it's like somebody losing at a video game. They're throwing a tantrum, and it's just like, they break the remote, and then now they're in their situation. So, look, things didn't go our way. It will happen. I think that, look, it's just we had a lot of things that we didn't factor in, and LeChance says my average at AVAX is $30. Yeah, that's bad. You need to be DCAing. I mean, you should be buying right now. If you buy right now at $15, not financial advice, of course. I mean, you'd be literally cutting your average in half. So I mean, you would be basically taking it down to 20. So instead of you waiting for a year and a half to break even, you could potentially make this a shorter run. Like I said, the biggest thing right now, guys, is the psychology part. Everybody has to have a kill switch. It's like I told everybody all the time. There has to be a point to where it's like, look, I am only going to go this far down. You can always sell and buy back on a breakout. But I think what happens is that people either try to time the bottom or they sell the bottom and they think that it's going to go down lower, and then that's when we reverse, and then it goes back up and you just effed up and you lost money. So instead of trying to be the next Warren Buffett, DCA. If you bought at $30, DCA, lower the average down, get it down to 17 or 20. That way, when we do come back and we get back to $20, you broke even. You didn't lose any money. But the thing is that people get fearful and they think that we're gonna go down lower and lower and lower, and you just continually to lose more money like that. So what I recommend, if you have $5,000 in that a project and you're down such and such, and you have $2,000 or $3,000 in dry powder, DCA into the coin. Like if you have $5,000 cash, do, you know, maybe a couple $100 every other day. Or, you know, and if we do drop down pretty big, make a stronger buy. You know, and hopefully it will work out, you know, in next 6 months, you know, and be patient. You know, a lot of people that I've seen, you guys were buying XRP at $3 and you know, I saw one person bought at 365 and I haven't heard from him since. God bless him. You know, I'm pretty sure he's telling everybody, his friends, that crypto's a scam, but you know, no, you bought the top, buddy. You know, they didn't tell you that XRP was at 30 cents last year. You know, they didn't tell you that it was at 50 cents. You know, they kept telling you that it was going to go to $10, it was going to go to 20. You know, and you just see, like, mainly in that community, in the Ethereum community, it's like their soul has been snatched from their body. So, you know, it's sad, but I think everybody has now learned a valuable lesson. That when you see these influencers coming out here with this stupid, you know, chain link to $1,800 and XRP to $37, like, you know, you should stay far away from these people because, you know, we have always give conservative price targets. The one that I will tell you that I was a little pissed off about was AVAX. But I will say that, you know, I think if this whole tariff shit would not have happened, we would not be where we are today. So ADA, you know, let's set those orders up there where I said at 33 cents, you know, stagger them down to 40. I'm already in. I've been taking positions now. You know, and just that's what we got to do. All right, let's see. And it hasn't come down lower enough. Crypto's like being married. About the time you're ready to give up, something amazing happens. Man, Junior, you're giving all kinds of good advice today, Junior. You're like freaking Dr. Phil over here, my dude. All right, let's see. What do we got here? We got Kronos. Yeah, man, Crow token got hit hard, man. See, everybody was just like, man, you know, Treasury, all this and this. Look, falling wedge. Hey, if you're bullish on Kronos, man, if you guys were buying Kronos and I mean, look at that, 42 cents. That was another call that we made down here, guys. We called that stuff out here back in, I think, April. Got in at 8 cents. Took you boys all the way to 40 cents, man. That was one that we called up in KGU and even my personal channel. That was almost a 400% return. So it's at 11 cents. Really great. Where it wicks, it sticks. We came all the way down here. So if the wells want to continue to push us down, we have support down here at 9 cents and even some down here at 7.079. So about 8 cents. So that would be good DCA spots. I mean, right now, my man, we're at 11 cents, not too far down. So this would be about 20%. So keep that on the radar. You know, look, man, I'm not giving exactamundo levels because, you know, we're not trading here. These are just straight up spot buys. And, you know, look, we're not getting super technical here, but, you know, we're just giving you guys a rough estimate on where these would be good pickup zones. Yeah, another good coin that people forgot about was Pith. What's up, internet? Let's see. All right, so this was another coin that we were super bullish. Remember, they had a partnership with the United States too, man. Oracle Data. This was along with Chainlink. Ever since then, you know, they just kind of fell off the wagon. So where it wicks, it sticks. We came all the way down to 4 cents. Thing got beat up really bad. So we can come back down here to 8 cents. We've had a double bottom. We do have a bear flag or somewhat of a triangle. This is not a real pennant, but this is not a real, my bad, a real pattern, but there's a bearish technical that just popped up here. Some of this stuff I really don't go off it too much. A lot of this is just bullshit. But, you know, I think that if we could pull up on the 4-hour, we came back down here at 8 cents around June. And this was one coin that was actually really high even during Liberation. Yeah, Liberation we were, let's see. Yeah, on Liberation Day, we're at 11 cents, man. So we're actually way below that. So it's kind of crazy. So we do have some good support here at 8 cents. We're pretty close there already. So we're about maybe 5% down. That's a pretty good pickup. You know, PIF has been just completely just eradicated, man, from the unlocks and just the lack of liquidity from some of the alts that are on Solana network. But maybe not one that I would look at. You know, a pretty good one that I can tell you is really good is going to be Camino Finance. Camino Finance was another good banger that we called out, you know, in the KGU. You know, and I called this out in plebs as well. It's at 5 cents. And you know what? Look, I'm going to be real with you guys. This thing has actually been holding up pretty good. I mean, you know, through the midst of all this stuff, I mean, we have not gone down here to like any crazy levels. We've been holding really strong. So, you know, if you're looking for, you know, exposure to a DeFi, you know, token on Solana, this is probably a good one to look at. So maybe a good entry would be right here at 0.04837. Camino Finance, I believe you can get that on Coinbase and you can get it on your Phantom. And you can also get it on BenuX. BenuX is where I trade at. So if you're looking for another exchange I have, just in case, the links will be below in the description. All right, let's check out some H-bar, the H-barbarians. All right, so H-bar, in my opinion, H-bar still looks really good. I bought that at 4 cents, but it's been holding really good. We got good support down here at 12 cents. I would probably think that'd be better to scoop up here at 8 cents. So anywhere between, you know, 12 and 8 would be good. The fact that we're still holding up there, it's really great, man. I think that this is showing a lot of strength here. We had you know, 40 cents back here in January. We've still been holding this range pretty good. If we break this 12.9, I would expect for us to be coming down here, probably back down to 4 cents again. So this would actually be a coin that if you guys know how to leverage trade, keep this on the radar. If we break below right here, this zone right here, this would be a great area to short. So we could probably short this back down to its wick low, would be 8 cents. And again, this thing has actually held up really good. You know, just like XLM, XRP, and HBAR, they all have the exact same chart pattern. So definitely, you know, definitely still, you know, good coins. And yes, I'm still using PHEMEX. Great exchange as well. I just like BenuX a little bit better because they pay out better. Let's see. Let's check out XLM. Okay. Alright, so pretty much the same thing, guys. Look, almost the exact same chart. So we go bearish, you know, let's watch the line. This would probably be another good potential short right here. You know, we break this line right here at this 21,663. You know, we could probably come back down here to 9 to 10 cents, believe it or not. I know it's hard to believe. Or even come down here to 16 cents, which might be a little bit more realistic. But, you know, bear markets are bear markets, man. You know, top was 64 cents. You know, if you guys were able to catch that October low, you know, you made some pretty good money right there. Went up almost 7x. So, great opportunity. But it's been holding pretty well. I mean, if you guys are in this coin, I mean, it's still doing pretty good. But I would just keep this line on the radar. So if we come back down here, which we may, this would be another good short. Let's hit XRP real quick. All right, XRP, look at that. Same chart, man. Looking really good. A lot of these other coins have gave back their gains, but XRP is looking good. So Bitcoin, XRP, XLM, HBAR, and BNB are the 5 tokens that, and Zcash, of course, are the 6 coins that look really good still. So look, same thing with XRPP. They got their little ETF launch. If they break below 208, you already know it's time to short this bad boy. We can come back down here to the wick where it sticks. I would be looking more, to cover this 165 prior low that we had back here at Liberation Day. We can even come back down here to 120. So definitely in the cards. Set your buy orders in those ranges. If you guys are able to catch a leverage trade, this would actually be a really good zone, that 130 to 125 zone. So I think that would be a generational long area. So set your targets there at that area, okay? Let's see, what else do we got? Aptos. Right now we're at 289. It's been holding up pretty good. I was able to load up here at 240, so I'm still holding Aptos, man. I was able to scoop up at this really good zone. It's bear market low, looks like at 175, so anywhere between 240, $2, I would be DCAing. See if we can catch this back up to $10, man. Look, it hasn't been doing well. Back in March we were at $20. December we were at 15. We had our high right here at $5, and then now we just kind of took a poop. But I think that once we get cooking again, I think it's fair, guys, to say $8 to $9 would be on the cards. Okay. Ethereum. How long have we been live for? Let's see. I bet you Ethereum's at $3,100 right now. Let's see. Oh, $3,150. Not bad. ETH looks okay too, man. It's not the best. It doesn't look bad, but it's not good. So let's see. Our Liberace low was at 1,300. So let's hope that we can hold this 2,900. We're kind of already cooked already, but let's just not get cooked more. So if we break below this 3K, let's set some orders down here at 2,800. Let's see, let me take this stupid band off real quick. Okay, so right here would be about 2,900. And then the next zone right here would be 2,500 between those areas, okay? If we go into a super duper bear market, man, like I said, we can come back down here to these lows right here. So I'm not convinced that we come down that low. I wouldn't be surprised if we did. But remember, if you guys are thinking how much worse can it get, ETH can come all the way down here to, back at 2021 lows. And I think you guys don't want to see what that was. In 2022, it went all the way down here to 800. So when you think that, things can't get bad, oh yeah, they can. So just remember, be careful what you wish for. So yes, we have some good support here at 2,500. I personally do think that, we'll be able to hold this line right here, okay? So let's hope for the best. 45 minutes, cool. All right, let's check out Sue real quick. Guys, if you guys aren't loading up on Sui, there's something wrong with you. I mean, look, man, we're literally right here. We got some pretty good support right here that we kind of looks like hopefully we can bounce off of right here. This is almost a year of support. So 1, 2, 3. That's a triple bottom right there. Let's see. It's a triple bottom. We have a falling wedge. See if we can get a nice little short-term bounce. I think this could be a nice little setup here for some short-term money. Look like maybe we can get a nice little 40% out of it. But look, the only thing that concerns me is that we can come back down here to where we were last year in August, which was around 50 cents. So, if we're talking about, stuff getting super bearish, best believe we can come back down here, okay? So the things that we need to watch out for are these levels right here. FJ says Prime. Man, I wouldn't be messing around with that right now, brother. I'll check it for you, but I would just not mess around with it, man. This is not a good coin right now. Look, it's in price discovery into the wrong things. Look, we have support down here at $1.20, but this was a get out of crypto a long time ago, man. This thing has not been doing good. The one thing that I can say is you can make this a really good swing trade for you. So where are we at right now? We're at 87 cents. Yeah, so we're in a new low. It's really hard to tee off this because maybe we can catch a bottom down here at 70 cents. So you had a nice volume spike, which was about 60%. So look, check this out. November the 5th was your bottom, and then you had another bottom right here on November, I think yesterday. Then you had a 60% volume spike. What the hell? So man, if you did get that, if you got in on these bottoms, I would probably get out, set a buy order back here, maybe back at 80 cents, maybe stagger it back down to the lower 70s and then try to take another swing back up like that. There's nothing bullish about this thing right now. So just be careful, brother. Oh, he said Parcel. Yeah, man, Parcels isn't doing good either, man. All right, so right now, 364, 36 Mafia. So we got a double bottom. That's good. Maybe we might see a nice little pumperooski. So yes, we do have the double bottom on the chart. Let me pull this shit up real quick, man. Okay. All right, so yeah, we do have that double bottom right here. So I'd be looking for maybe an entry at 0.0353. Maybe we can swoop this back up, for a quick little 30-40%. And, capitalize on this nice little liquidity pump. Same thing with parcels. We get it all the time, guys. Look, boom. We get these nice little volume spikes. Use it as an opportunity to get out. So we do have a green dot on Market Cipher on the 4-hour. So I might take some little jabs at it right now. I'll probably in a minute when I close out for the night, I will update you with the buy order. I'll give you guys some freebies. Load up right here, and we'll definitely see if we can take a nice little swing trade together. So we'll load up right here. Might just take it right now, guys. I think this would be a best bet to take it right now. Put a stop loss, maybe 3 or 4%, and then take it back up, man, and see if we can get a nice little 40-50%er, get in and get out. Wham, bam, and good night. Okay? Let's check out World Liberty 5, and then we're going to wrap it up, guys. That way I can make that buy. If you guys want to get in with me on the trade, let's do it. If not, then y'all guys sit back and let Poppy do the work. World Liberty 5 is looking really good, man. Green money flow, green down the 4-hour. Been holding up through all this stuff. So Eric Trump, CZ Binance, all the new cabal, they've been holding this bad boy up. No droppage in this coin at all. So this is kind of, showing some strength here. Eric Trump, the next Warren Buffett, said that World Liberty 5 would be going to $126. So, look, if you guys believe in what Eric Trump says, this might be a nice opportunity to make, a 10,000x. So, if you think that, this can happen, I would, not financial advice, be not listening to him. But, maybe try your luck. So I would be setting orders down here at 12.11 and even back here down here at 11.36. The fact that we've been holding up pretty strong, we even have a trigger wave down here on Market Cipher with a green dot. A little bit of weak money flow, but still looking kind of bullish. The fact that we haven't been dumperooing is actually making me think like this thing could actually do really well. So I think that's great. Frankie White says, Parcel futures not on BenUX. No, sir, it's on PHEMEX, though. 126. What would that market cap be? Laugh out loud. No idea. All right, my friends. Well, please, let's write this down. All this stuff. You know what? Let's check... let's check out one more coin real quick before we head out. And guys, please make sure you share my content out. Please, you know, share it out to your moms and dads and to your abuelitas, your abuelitas, and to your tias and your uncles and whatever. I'm trying to get myself out there, guys. I need your guys' help. I was supposed to be at 2K subs, man. You guys are slacking. Come on, man. I'll be doing some giveaways. You know, we got freaking super chats and shit. You know, I even got an area where you guys can subscribe to my memberships. $4. You know, we'll give you guys access to the Discord. You know, you'll have basic data, you know, information there. You won't have like buys and sells and stuff like that. But help your boy out. You know, your boy's really close from being homeless now because of the crypto bear market. But you guys want to help me out? You know, you can donate to, you know, you can donate to your boy. So let's check out Dogecoin real quick for my boys down here. After that, we're going to wrap it up. Look at that, double bottom. We might have something here, guys. Another green dot, thick money flow, bullish divergence on the 4 hour. So this might be a little something. Look like we're breaking up above, you know, the EMA. So keep this on the radar, my friends. This might be a nice little pumperooski we might be getting right here with the certain coins. So we might get a little pump up. Nothing's for sure. You know, if we do fail this breakout maybe on Dogecoin, set some orders below down here at 9 cents, and you could even stagger them down back to where we were on Liberace Day, which was going to be about 13 cents. All right, guys. He says we're going to make it. For sure, we're going to make it, my dude. So do prices go even lower if the Supreme Court's rule that tariffs are illegal? Maybe, but the thing is though, bro, it doesn't really work that way because, you know, what Trump will do is they'll file for an extension and they have, I think, what it's called Article 232. So what they can do is they can use certain other emergency acts and stuff like that that gives them the ability to tariff, not at the same level that what they were tariffing at, but it'd be about 30 to 20%. I think they have a max limit to what they can do. But then they can file an extension, and even if these tariffs are deemed illegal, they'll still carry out until the middle of 2026, and then they can file an extension, which would be about 1 to 2 years. So, you know, look, it will take about 2 years for them to come off, so it's not like it's going to happen immediately. So, you know, honestly, maybe the markets would like that, but at the end of the day, you know, it's not going to be just that easy like that. So don't get into like, you know, that whole mindset like that, because Trump will find a way. You know, that guy's he's a real piece of you know what. But, you know, look, let's pray for the dude. Let's hope that, you know, this guy knows what he's doing. Supposedly, we got a deal coming up with China before Thanksgiving. We got a potential stablecoin bill going to be passed before Thanksgiving. ETFs should be rolling out sometime this month. And we also have some important jobs data that's coming out this Thursday. Remember, this Thursday. So make sure you guys are writing this stuff down. I think it's around 8 p.m. Or no, 8 p.m. 8 a.m. So write this stuff down. Really important job data that we have coming in. And December 10th, we have FOMC. You know, we have about 46% chance of rate cuts. So that's the reason why we've kind of been dumping a little bit. Okay? You guys stay blessed. Please make sure you comment on this video. Share it. Make sure you're subscribed. Stay level-headed. Stop being scared, okay? Some of you guys are gangsters. your G's, you'll be riding around here with pistols, and you're scared of 10% corrections. Okay, it's Black Friday shopping here at the Plebs discount store. It's your time to load up on crypto. So we'll see you guys at the checkout station. All right, you guys have a blessed night. Joe Man out. And don't be scared.